Hello and welcome to the Structural Engineering Lab. So we'll start our tour for this lab by going this way. So let me first show you what we have. We have a strong floor and we have reaction wall. And this is the loading frame. And here is our cyclic loading ram. And this is the bomb for cyclic loading. We also have another electric bomb here. And in this loading floor, for safety, we have plexiglass where we can close the loading area altogether and isolate it for safety. If we go this way, we have the control room, which has plexiglass as well. And from here, we control the room and we also monitor the loading floor. Going out, we have all sorts, of course, of LVDTs, data acquisition system, computers, laser levels, LVD folders. Okay, and if we move on, we have this area. Luckily, the lab is a little bit empty now because we are in August, so it will start in 2 weeks, and because of the pandemic, of course. Here we have different loading rams, can reach up to 300 ton, 3,000 kilonewtons. And we have hand bomb for small rams there, and we have another cyclic loading bomb there. And if we go to the right, we also have impact loading frame. We can see here core drilling machine, concrete bump, and we have a small shaking table. And if we go to that side, we can see those rows of pedestals where we use them on the strong floors as support, and we also use them for safety, so to surround the samples. Going this way, we can see an overall view of the loading frame and the reaction wall. And if we go up with the camera, we can see that the lab is served by an overhead 5-ton crane. This is actually in front of us in our working area, where we cast concrete and set up the test. Going this way, we have an emergency exit from the lab. And this is a wide door where we have our concrete cars coming in to cast the concrete or any load sample. Going this way, we can see here the room of our lab engineer. And let me introduce our lab engineer, Engineer Omar Qadi. Omar Qadi. He has a master's degree and he's currently doing his PhD. We also have 2 lab technicians, one of them with us today, Mr. Haytham. And unfortunately, Mr. Ahmed Madbouli is getting us some material for our next testing for the lab. All those wardrobes you see are full of safety equipment like the hard hats or the goggles. And if we go from here, we can see the signs for lab safety, where we insist that the students wear head protection, eye protection. We also have first aid. God forbid, if any injury happened to our students, emergency phone numbers to call, okay? And most important is we have our lab safety manual, which is history. As you can see, this is mainly a research lab. However, it adds point of strength to the undergrad construction engineering program. How is that? Our capstone course, which is 490, all our students has to register on that. And this lab, among other, students use them to do research, to get involved into faculty research. And I give you two examples. So this is the first example, for example, for a group of our students work in the 490, where this group was doing testing on full-scale reinforced concrete beams. So 4 meters in length, continuous beam. So what they did, they actually strengthened the beam over the support in the zone of the negative moment. So they have high normal stress and shear stress, and they tested the effect of FRB shear strengthening in this zone. Then they compared the results with the ACI code. This work was published in Q1 journal, which is Journal of Composites of Elsevier. This is an undergrad student group. Moving on, a following group did another work here, where they also tested full-scale beam, but simply supported this time, T-section, and they investigated the effect of near-surface mounted FRB in shear reinforcement. This work was also published last year in the Electronic Journal of Structural Engineering in Australia, which is a Q3 journal, I think. So that gives you an idea about the strengths this lab adds to our students. And it's not only the structural engineering lab, but actually when you see the other lab, you will find that this is a common trend. Our students are involved in research and indeed publish papers in international conferences and journals. Thank you very much.